So listen, the weekend before the Iron Man match, Angle and Lesnar do a longer house show match. This is from the Observer, a 32-minute match, and you won. It was in Roanoke, Virginia, on September 13th. I'm sure all these matches are starting to blend together, but it's almost like, hey, let's go a little over 30 and start to test ourselves out here. Wouldn't you say that's probably what you guys were working on a little bit?
Oh yeah, yeah. We wanted to go over 30 minutes to test it out, to see, how well conditioned we were. If we could put some ideas together to at least go over 30 minutes, so that we would have the confidence to go the full hour.
Yeah.
So this was like a starter match for the Iron Man match.
So check this out, Kurt. The next night on September 14th, so that was the 13th, you guys go to Richmond. Lesnar blows his knee out while wrestling a tune-up match. And the next night in Greenville, North Carolina, he and you only did about a minute match with much interference to protect him. The exact nature of the injury hasn't been determined. The first diagnosis was floating cartilage in the knee, which caused it to lock. But there was some fear by the next night that it was a torn ACL. Do you remember all this nonsense going on with his knee?
Yes, yes. It was a nightmare because, this could have ended Brock and I's my Iron Man match.
Yeah.
But it was cartilage.
Okay.
And, so it wasn't that serious. And I think Brock just muscled through it, just got through it. And that's, he's just a tough son of a bitch.
Kurt, there's no two ways to kind of transition into this other than this is kind of a serious topic that I want to talk to you about a little bit back here in 2003. And around this time, you had to deal with a very big loss of your own, man. And that was your sister passing away, which I heard you talk about during the A&E documentary. How tough was that on you and your focus, your family, all that, kind of going through that loss at this time?
She was my only sister. And she was a really good woman. She just got involved with a couple of bad marriages, and it reduced her to taking drugs. She ended up overdosing on heroin, which was really sad. I loved her so much. And this was the night before the Iron Man match. Vince called me and said, "Hey, you don't have to do the Iron Man match tomorrow." And I thought, my sister's going to want me to do it. If I don't do it in her name, then, I'm going to be a coward. So I decided I was going to do it, even though I didn't want to. I just wanted to go home. I basically put together the funeral for my sister. Obviously, my family not having a lot of money, I paid for the funeral, and I had to do this all while I was on the road. I had to get things set up and everything for the weekend. And this match was during the week, so I had to get everything set up while I was on the road here at this Iron Man match. It was the toughest thing in the world for me to do.
Jeez, dude.
I was making phone calls and trying to get everything set up for the funeral home and then the cemetery, and getting the priest set up to have the mass. So it was so hard. I had so many things going on in my head. This was my outlet. This is where I got to forget for an hour and just do what I do best. And it's just really hard for me to even talk about it.
Oh, I'm sure. What was her name, Kurt?
Leanne.
Yeah, okay.
Leanne.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing that. Definitely not easy, but I think it just provides context for what you were really going through in life at this point. We talk about the wrestling, we joke and have fun, but man, this is real life,
Yeah, and you know what? I had a painkiller problem at this particular time. So I was taking opiates, and I remember the night before this match, I didn't want to feel the pain, and my sister dying, I ended up taking a little bit too many painkillers, and I passed out and woke up the next day late in the morning, and I was like, what happened? It's almost like I overdosed, but I came to eventually without anybody's help, which I don't know if that counts as an overdose, but it did make me pass out until the next day. And at least I slept that night, not having to think about my sister, but it was the wrong choice for me. I made a bad choice doing that, but you know what? I was able to be ready for this match, and that
was the day of this match that you were able to wake yourself up.
Yeah.
Wow, unbelievable, man. Well, listen, you know what? You have let experiences like that kind of help drive you and motivate you as you continued your life and you've got cleaned up and sobered up. And now it's part of your story, man. And it's part of how you have become an inspiration to so many and part of what you've been able to overcome in your life. And I know you
yeah, thank you, Paul. But I don't like to be, I don't like to not talk about it. I think that if I do talk about it, it helps me and it helps other people get through their situations too. So I'm very vocal about it. I never hide what occurred in my life because I feel like if I can help anybody, just one person, it'll be worth it.
You know, and I say this is, we're way outside of the notes here on what's going on here, but I had you come out and talk to a group of folks here at my corporate event, and you shared a lot of your background and your story. And man, can I tell you how many people came to me after that and said how what you shared there that night kind of changed them, and touched them in a way that they were not even expecting. And the fact that you're willing to be vulnerable and share some of that with people, you never know the impact it's going to make on their life. So I really appreciate you being willing to do that. So
I thank you, Paul, and thanks for the opportunity. I felt good about doing it and letting people know that there is hope. You know, even if you're in trouble, there's a way out, and you just have to find it.
And man, you know, as we watch this match, realizing what you were dealing with, like you said, this was your escape. This was the ring between these ring ropes and what you and Brock are doing here and putting on a hell of a match. For you, this was your getaway. You know, you were able to get out here and do this. This was therapy.
Yeah, it was just an hour, a break away from everything.
It was. And man, you were killing it. You're crushing it.